Hi, welcome to She Spice. It appears as though Jim Carrey is at long last prepared to let the cat out of the bag and go to bat for his individual celebrity. Katt Williams' word on the road is that vehicles had enough of staying silent about why Hollywood's giving Williams trouble. Yet, for what reason is he moving forward? Now, might it at some point be that vehicles had his own disagreements with the business hotshots, and he's had it up to here Jim Carrey has truly put it all out there to uncover the obscure side of the business. He's gambled with everything to drop hints about what's truly happening, like how the Illuminati, as far as anyone knows, calls the shots in our lives and scripts everything we might do. Enthusiasts of Carrey swear that after he shouted out, they essentially solidly furnished him into resigning and vanishing. We should confront it. Jim Vehicles forever been a captivating buddy with his reasonable portion of erratic minutes in his vocation. He won't hesitate to discuss the business and this entire Illuminati business, which makes you keep thinking about whether he's attempting to educate us regarding what's truly going on in the background. The insight about Jim Vehicles' retreat from the spotlight since his Hollywood exit has ignited stress among his buddies.
This person used to be the energy everyone needs, except now he's clearly stayed in self-separation, seeming to be a phantom of his previous self since he changed gears to zero in on workmanship back in 2022. Better believe it, we're significant, and you should say it's all going to be okay, and you should say, that you realize anything you dream during a new, uncommon location at his 62 and birthday festivity. Recently, Carrey was noticed looking rumpled and barely unmistakable. This has provoked companions to step in and broaden their help, particularly considering his reputed battles with bombed connections throughout the long term, which are accepted to have negatively affected him. The star of Stupid Dumber, famous for his dynamic energy and comedic ability, is purportedly making worry among his dear companions due to his undeniably antisocial way of life, prompting stresses over his prosperity. I truly do trust in the appearance influence of that sort of stuff, yet I don't completely accept that any of it is important. You know, making a difference is important to me. On his 62 and birthday, Jim Carrey showed up looking rumpled and scarcely conspicuous, provoking his companions to assemble around him to offer help, as per a source referred to by the Public Inquirer by means of Radar Online. The jokester has been investing time in Hawaii and is stowing away, showing almost no premium in anything Hollywood brings to the table. The insider communicated concern, expressing a major concern for the numerous people who care about Jim, who's had a few truly unpleasant minutes these past couple of years. The source added that Carrey keeps an eye on the hole and pulls out, noticing the vehicle's appearance. The insider commented that the previous entertainer appears to have gotten destroyed both genuinely and intellectually. The worries about Jim Vehicles' prosperity come from his choice to move back from his Hollywood vocation as an entertainer comic and spotlight on seeking after craftsmanship. In Walk 2022, the Ace Ventura star unveiled to Access Hollywood that he was presumably resigning from acting. Carrey made sense of, "Well, I'm resigning, no doubt. Presumably, I'm genuinely difficult. It depends, Asu. Ming the Holy Messengers bring some kind of content that is written in gold ink that tells me that it will be truly significant, so that individuals could see I could go on in the distance. Yet I'm having some time off." He further communicated, I feel like, and this is the kind of thing you may in all likelihood never hear another VIP say, "Insofar as time exists, I have enough, I've done what's necessary, I am sufficient." This change in concentration on individual satisfaction through creative undertaking. This appears to have provoked worry among his companions about his prosperity and way of life. Jim's excursion in media outlets has to be sure been set apart by both achievement and individual difficulties. In spite of his distinction and a case for comedic jobs in films like Liar Bruce, All Powerful, The Veil, How the Grinch Took Christmas, Moronic and Stupider, and The Link Fellow have confronted challenges all through their vocation. We generally don't get drifters. Yet I will go with my senses on this one saddle-up accomplice. Carrey has exhibited his flexibility by additionally taking on serious jobs, getting acclaim for his presentations in films like Everlasting Daylight of the Flawless Brain, where he was featured close by Kate Winslet from the get-go in his vocation. Carrey confronted the difficulties of the business working under the direction of famous comic Rodney Dangerfield, who assumed an urgent role in assisting him with investigating the universe of satire and understanding his expected. His move to superstardom during the 1990s was remembered for his eminent work on the program Unfiltered and Fabulous, and I told him, "You have an ideal comedic persona." I mean, you realize I'm modest, and yet the no-regard thing gets the center. When Jim Carrey set out on his excursion into media outlets, he immediately understood the impressive difficulties that lay ahead, as chronicled by the New York Times. The entertainer and comic confronted an extended and strenuous battle to climb to fame over almost 10 years. He devoted himself to performing comedic acts anywhere he could, endeavoring to be perceived and treated in a serious way in the business through genuine reflections. Carrey shared that for quite a long time, I used to drive up to the mall, drive consistently, take a gander at the city, and sit and envision myself with this cash and being sought after in opposition to a craving for material abundance. His essential yearning was greatness in his specialty, reviewing a vital second at 15 years old when his dad got him a gig at a Toronto parody club. Carrey recognized confronting, starting disappointment, and getting booed off the stage in a polyester suit that conflicted with the group's inclinations. Undaunted, he made a rebound 2 years after the fact with a more legitimate presentation, leaving the suit for a chaotic, engaging methodology at 19 years old. Carrey moved his concentration to Los Angeles, vigorously leveling up his abilities until grabbing the eye of industry heavyweights, for example, Sam Kinison and Rodney Dangerfield, ultimately tying down sought-after TV jobs. Jim Carrey's excursion to progress was set apart by imposing difficulties and various dismissals in his quest for a profession in media outlets. The obstacles he confronted were obvious in occurrences, for example, his endeavor to join Saturday Night Live SNL, where he experienced quick dismissal as per Insider's tryout tape for SNL, never at any point came to the chief maker. Lorne Michaels, in a proclamation to Vanity Fair, affirmed that he never got the opportunity to by survey the vehicle's tryout tape. He made sense of someone who was there who said, "I don't figure Lorne would like it," and they were presumably off base, yet it doesn't make any difference, or perhaps they were correct, who realizes nobody gets everything right. Fortunately, Carrey became fruitful in any case. He held on to no evil sentiments against the show or its creators, and he has facilitated SNL multiple times and was additionally a piece of the show's 408 commemoration episode in 2015. Partake in the gathering. You know, could you, at any point, truly partake in a gathering? Come on, you are so insane. Jim Carrey, even as he was beginning to transform Hollywood, needed to figure out how to reside with a monstrous feeling of individual misfortune. He lost the two of his folks in a moderately limited capacity to focus time, his mom in 1991 and his dad in 1994. Carrey uncovered in 2014 that his dad, in a roundabout way, assisted him with following his fantasies. The vehicle's dad was enormously skilled and might have displayed it in media outlets, yet he was excessively reluctant to face that challenge. So many of us picked our way out of dread, camouflaged as common sense. Carrey made sense of the fact that, through ABC News, my dad might have been an extraordinary comic, yet he didn't really accept that that was feasible for him, so he pursued a moderate decision, and on second thought, he found a new line of work as a bookkeeper years after the fact that his dad confronted a basic crossroads when he lost his employment, convincing him to reevaluate his choices. Jim Carrey ponders this period as a significant illustration of understanding that even apparently secure decisions can prompt disappointment. He underlines the significance of embracing disappointment while seeking after one's actual interests for Carrey, which implied seeking after acting in satire, a choice pulled in certifiable love for the art. In addition, Jim Carrey is no more peculiar to fighting psychological maladjustment. His characters on screen are known for making individuals chuckle, yet the entertainer has secretly battled gloom for quite a while, looking for proficient assistants to adapt to his side effects. Carrey talked about his excursion in 2004 in a discussion during the hour I was on Prozac for quite a while. It might have helped me out of a tricky situation for a tad, yet individuals stay on it always. I needed to get off at one point since I understood that you realize each and every one is simply well. Carrey said that in spite of being an unimaginably gifted, flexible entertainer, it would be reasonable to say that Jim Carrey has seen his fair share of highs and lows in his vocation. Acting has most certainly assumed an unimaginably gifted, flexible entertainer. It would be reasonable to say that Jim Carrey has seen his fair share of highs and lows in his vocation. Acting has most certainly assumed a lower priority throughout recent years. Yet Carrey hasn't failed to remember his adoration for the art one of his fans composed. He lost his folks at their pinnacle, yet that didn't stop him. Each presentation this person did as satire gold was astonishing in show 2. Another addition was that he took his distress and transformed it into our delight. That is a wonderful life. There'd be no 90s without Jim's humor, and the same goes with Katt Williams. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.